Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time of the day it is you are watching this right now. Welcome back to another video. We're obviously in the shop like we always are, and let's talk through a little bit of my game plan of what I want to get done this weekend.
I said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
First things first, I have my dogs out here with me. So if you hear, Gussie, sit. Good boy. So if you hear metal and chains tinkling around, whatever you want to say, that is the dogs, Brody and Gus. Okay, so this is where I'm at. I need to get this rear cleaned up and hammered out, whatever you want to say, to the best of my ability, so I can put some Bondo or a skim coat on it to fit the over fender. So the over fender, these are all molds, right? So every single one is different. You never know what you're gonna get. If you look at this mold right here, this section by the gas door is very big, which is great because it makes it easier to follow a body line. Well, this one that I already have mounted to this car, it is not very big. It is actually very small, which makes it not fit the best, and there's a huge hole right here that bothers me. So the silver car, I fill my car up through the trunk. This gas door does nothing. I don't fill it up through there or anything. So I fill it all up through the trunk, so this doesn't matter. My thoughts literally is to take that gas door and just fill the opening. So it looks the same side to side. Fill the opening and be really nice and clean. In which case, that one has the better piece on it for being against the body, which makes me think I need to take this one off of this car. Take this one off of this car, fill it, make it all proper that way, and actually mount that quarter onto this car. That was really long conversation. That was a lot of talking. I don't know what to do. I think I just go for it. I keep thinking, oh, it's going to take way more time from this, that, and the other thing. That blue car is more the street car, so I think that's the one that should probably have the best fit when it comes to that. So I don't know. I'm just going to get started. I will rope you guys in as I get process going and figure out what's going on and see if I even work on that. All right. I would say it's update time. So kind of fitting panels, doing super tedious stuff, but whatever. So this hole wasn't drilled quite perfectly, so I literally took spray paint over it. I'll pull the hardware out, then I'll see perfectly where the hole is, and from there I can fiberglass that closed. Same thing here. It's not bad, but there's a little bit of a gap there. I can fiberglass that closed, and I'll know exactly where the hole's supposed to go, so then I can re-drill it and it'll be perfect. So that's just OCD stuff. Blake's car. This side I have the panel completely off. I put it somewhere over there because I'm going to fiberglass the door closed, the gas door closed. This one I trimmed it a bunch. Thank you to the belt sander. I trimmed this one a bunch so that it sits real nice and pretty around the gas door with me holding it. And from there, the fitment should be real proper as well. Big thing obviously for me is making sure the wheels and the body kit and everything looks the same side to side. So I think we're getting there. I think we're getting really close to that look, which is exciting. So it's a lot of work, a lot of messing around. Next up, since I'm here by myself, I'm going to take these bad boys right here, Noble. They got this cool little 3D printed piece that literally goes behind your bumper right here, and you can mount it wherever you want so that when you put your bumper on, it sits nice and flush. I will still be using a zip tie right here to attach it to the fender. That's just kind of my go-to, my way to do it, but I am going to get these mounted next. I think this is a really cool thing that they made, so check them out. I think they're like 40 bucks or 45 bucks, totally worth it. Again, it's going to make all that nice and pretty. So I'm going to start working on that since I need a second set of hands to hold this while I drill holes. Just kind of do what I can to knock off small things. And I don't really feel like I'm making progress or that anything's actually going on at the moment, but if I just do small things enough, obviously I feel like we'll get somewhere. So all the tools I've been using, it's bad. I'm out of control. It's one of those days where I'm just kind of getting wrapped up into my work, and I feel like I'm going backwards more than I'm going forwards. You know, I started with this, and then I said I was going to do that, and then I was like, I'm going to do the nobleman things, and I did, and they don't work. So for whatever reason on Origin, they just don't fit. No matter what I do, they don't fit. They're too high, they're too tall. Whatever. So I'm going old school the way I used to always do things. So I already had these really cool brackets that I made forever ago that mount to the bottom, mount to the top, mount to the frame to keep the whole bottom part of the bumper stable. I got one hole there, but I put 2 zip ties through the one hole, and then I just zip tied right there as well. So should be enough mounting locations. Knock on wood, I never really had panels ever fall off on this car, so this should be fine. It's more of a street car. It's not that crazy. Maybe I'll secure it more as time goes on. I never pulled off this side at all yet, rear quarter, because I feel like I was just going backwards, not forwards. So I'm going to go to the passenger side, put the bracket on the passenger side, take the Noble thing off of the other side. There's just not going to work on this car. Get the bumper hard mounted up, so I feel good about that at least. And then any modifications or anything I do to sand the corners, I can just do that by pulling out the corner lights. I don't have to take the entire fender off. So getting into a position where this entire kit's hard mounted and properly mounted can kind of check it off my list, and I can focus more on these 2 cars. Because right now, again, I just feel like I keep going backwards and not making any forward progress. So at least if I can get all the stuff done on this car fitted properly besides sand and paint, I'll feel good that I have like one thing complete. Just gotta sand and paint, and then it's like, okay, now I'm down to 2. So that's where we're at. Dogs are still out here. I don't think they like the shop. Maybe Gus. He's happy being anywhere. He's sketched out by the camera. Oh, maybe not. Big stretch. That means I love you. Okay, so I'm just gonna keep going, you guys, and see what happens. Hopefully at least hard mount the bumper and get that stuff set up that way. So whatever, we'll see how the day ends today. I still have tomorrow around Leah doing a few things, but I don't know. I normally like making big progress. I just don't feel like I'm doing that today, so it's stressing me out a little bit. Life goes on. Hit everybody with a bunch of information. Let's explain all that. Okay, first off, how sick is this B-knuckle, boy? Look at, ooh, B-knuckle, baby. All right, so let's talk. Bracket mounts here, goes down. This mounts to the inside of the bottom part of the bumper. Okay, so that's what that's there for. These are the holes from where I had those Noble things mounted up. Not gonna work. I don't know why. Okay, but brackets on. Fenders are obviously we're already on. So fenders are on, brackets are on. Gonna put the bumper on. Already drilled the hole on the other side. Just gotta drill the hole for this side once I get the bumper lined up. Zip tie, 2 more zip ties, so 4 on each side. So it'll work. It'll be good. And then I can kind of close that chapter of the front end. Focus on the other side rear end. Get that mounted on the quarter hopefully tomorrow. Then I can close the chapter on this car. Should all be mounted, sitting proper. I gotta do a little mounting on the inside of the side skirts over there, both sides. But again, I can check that car off the list then, and I can move on to this and this. Thank the Lord. Progress. All stress aside, the front end is mounted. So the brackets are mounted in the bottom. They are mounted up top. It's attached to the fenders. The corner lights and the headlights fit pretty decent. There's a little bit of some fixing I'll probably do to make that proper. I need to get this rear quarter on. If I can get this rear quarter on and fitted properly tomorrow, get the side skirt on and fitted properly, and then the rear bumper attached to the quarter, I think, besides scuffing and a little bit of glass and painting, this car is set. So again, goals. It's funny, right? You got to put down what you want to do for the weekend. I said a whole bunch of stuff at the beginning of this video, and I didn't touch any of those things, I don't believe. So new goal for tomorrow and Sunday would be to get this car completed. Get it in a position where it is ready to be scuffed and painted, and that's it. So fingers crossed. Again, day that we're kind of looking like, man, I don't think I'm gonna get anything done to. It was hard to push through, but we made it happen. So don't give up. This thing looks sweet. Very happy with how the Type 3 turned out on here. I think the car looks great. This is 1718, so this is a Stager setup. A lot of people are like, oh, I never realized. Everybody always says 1718s look terrible. On a street car like this, B-knuckle, I just feel like it's so right. So very happy how this is turning out. Dogs are tired. I have to get the kids from school. So happy Friday, y'all. Took us a whole extra day. It is not Saturday, it is Sunday. This video is going live today somehow, and we are back in the shop. Plans changed. Last you heard or we talked, obviously I got this all mounted up, and we were gonna primarily focus on that. Well, the opportunity arose for me to have my current GK Tech kit that I have on this car. The opportunity arose to sell the GK Tech kit and actually switch to the same setup that this car has. So the plan is to today get this jacked up, get it up in the air, get the wheels off of it, get the spindles off, get the lower arms off, get the subframe out, all of that, so that it's all gonna get traded and swapped for a deal for stock setup, in which case I'm gonna take the stock stuff and turn it into B-knuckle. I think it'd be really exciting for me and real fun to have two different level cars power-wise on the same steering setup, and I think it will make both cars drive a lot like, which will probably help me, which will make everything better. So that's where we're going. Here we go, and I don't know what else to do besides just start. We out here. Okay, so I took the knuckle off, the lower arm off, the subframe out. I got a jack holding the motor up in position. You can see the blue car is pushed out. We'll get to that. So all of that is out and apart. Obviously, everything that I'm keeping is still connected to the car. Everything that's going to be part of the trade deal is all over here. So he's going to get these knuckles. He's going to get these lower arms. He's going to get my modified front subframe. And I'm going to get all his stock stuff to make it feel like the blue car. So Parker's out here with me. He's sick, but he's doing better. And I think we're going to start making an attempt at getting that flare mounted on this car. So besides a couple like onesie twosies little touch-up things, if I can get that flare on the car, this one is essentially set, and I can focus on Blake's car, getting all his panels and all of his ratchet stuff fixed on his rig. So again, I can cross this one off, I can tuck it back because we can't paint it till it's warm out anyways, and then I can focus on this and whatever the heck all happens with this. So my car is a lot further behind than Blake's car, but this one's the closest. So here we go. Today was a good session. So thanks to Parker, he was able to help me get this bad boy on and dialed in, which looks great. Looks really, really good. So the big difference is here is the wheel fitment, same from side to side, and the gas door fitment is phenomenal, which is huge. I could probably insert a clip right here of what it looked like before. I could stick a whole finger in this gap. So that is beautiful. Now, as always, I'll tell you the bad. So there's a big gap right here, but that is okay. When I start doing some stuff on his car, I'll pull this, well, I'll leave it on. I'll put a relief cut in here, so I'll literally cut the quarter, and then I'll shave it where it sits flat, and I'll put a whole bunch of tape over it that holds it in its position, and then I'll fiberglass from the backside, and then I'll come back to the front and sand it smooth. So we'll get that to lay really nice, but that fitment is awesome. The wheel fitment is awesome, which makes me really happy. So besides a little bit of fiberglass work, this one is technically ready, which is really good. So I can start focusing on some other stuff. That is going to be it for today. Let's check here. We do have a comment that I got to go through here with you guys real quick. So, new comment from the S14 in the shop video, plans for CMW S14. Monkey Poo 93 commented, oh, hitting me where it hurts with the Detroit will win tonight. Get Blake to be on the camera more. So if you didn't know, Detroit lost in the playoffs just like the Packers did. Too bad, so sad. Tonight, the Chiefs and the Bills play. Philadelphia's going to win. Nobody really cares about that. That's Brock's prediction. The Chiefs and the Bills play, and as long as the Bills can beat the refs as well as the Chiefs, they'll be just fine. So as always, like, comment, and subscribe. We'll catch you all in the next one.